Hello again, Echo here. Welcome back to FTB Unleashed. Now, I did quite a little bit in the live stream the day before yesterday now, and that was the last thing I've done before this episode, so I need to go through that just so you are up to date with what's going on. Now, you saw me finish the last episode. I made a rapier and I made a pick. Now, you can see I've added some more things onto these. My tool table is not here, so we'll get to that in a minute. What I've done is, see here, we've got a Mistcraft book that takes us to the Twilight Forest. I'll show you how I made that first. So what you need to make linking books is some ink sacs and some leather and some paper and this thing, the ink mixer. So what I've done is with some ink vials, and have I got any paper here? I ain't got any paper or leather, I don't think. Never got any leather. Since the end of the live stream, I have brought some cows across because I've been struggling for leather for days. So get a little bit of leather from that cow. Sorry, the cows, for killing your friend in front of you. And I need a bit of paper, and I also think I need to expand my my chunk loader there because I don't think it's reaching the cows. Let's go to 4. That's a nice big chunk loaded area now. Ooh. There we go, that's encompassing the cows. That's nice. Turn the lasers off. So I need a bit of paper as well. I'm getting a little bit low on reeds, so I might have to expand my reed farm. Now, you may notice I've gone back to the pocket crafting table. I do like the clipboard a lot. It's a very nice bit of kit, but I'm so used to using this part of my inventory for crafting. I keep setting things up in there anyway and then having to move them. So I just thought it's actually easier to leave things in there. I've sure a lot of steak in there. I have, wonderful. It's getting a bit low. Right, so got paper, got leather, got ink sacs. So that's 3 things you need: paper, leather, and ink sacs. So go into the library here. Now what you want to do is put an ink vial into your mixing thing there. The ink goes into the middle. So you get your empty glass bottle and you put a bit of paper in there. You can pull this thing out. It's called a link panel. Now a link panel is what you can use. If this had, if your book binder had leather in it, you can put a link panel in and you can make a descriptive book. That's a random Mistcraft age, but we don't want to do that yet. I'll take that out. What you can do is in your inventory or in any crafting table, you combine the link panel shapeless, so you can have it any order, with a link, with a bit of leather, you get an unlinked book. Now what you can do with the unlinked book is, in fact, let's actually go for it. Let's do a quick Mistcraft age. So one unlinked book, and what I can do now is get that in your hand and right click it, and that becomes a linked book. So that's gone green, and that's linked to this square in the overworld. So whenever I use this book anywhere else, it'll bring me back here. But of course I can't use it in the overworld because it's not interlinked, which means you can use it in the same dimension. So I can only use it in a different dimension. So I could use it in the Nether, or I can use it in the Twilight Forest, or I could use it in the Mistcraft age. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to make a couple of now how do I make these? I think is it like that with some sticks, going from memory here, but, does that craft me something? No. I'll tell you what, let me have a look. We actually craft it. Lectern is what I'm after. That was close. That was close. So I actually want wood there as well. Cool. So a couple of lecterns, and I want one of these, a book stand. There we go. So the wood can go back. So if we come back over here again, I can now put my lecterns on there. That's the idea of making a couple of lecterns. And what I'm going to do is make another one of these link panels. So I'm going to use another one of my ink vials. If I put them both in there, and it'll just all up to 16 there. You can only stack these in 16, so you can get a stock in there, and each time you make a page, you can have a stock of paper in there as well. It'll take a link panel out. Of course, you could take your paper back and not make it. So I'm actually going to take that paper. I'll leave half there. I'm getting a bit low though, so I've got another link panel. What I can do now is, this thing comes later. This is where you actually make weld yourself, this writing desk, but your bookbinder, put a link panel in there. We could take descriptive book, and that's just a random Mistcraft age. We get an achievement for it, and what we can do with that is we can place it on the lectern there. We can have a look in it. It's age 2, so I presume the overworld's classed as age 1. I think that's right. And these are 2 things you need to make sure you take with you: a book stand to put your linking book on, and your actual linking book, otherwise you can't get back. So these things are important. The lever can go in there, and let's go have a quick look. So I've just opened that book and clicked on the black square there, and it's put me into a Mistcraft age. It takes a while to load sometimes. So I'm in a void age, which is terrifying, because what a horrible looking place. Because I can't fly, so that's quite scary. I want to put a torch down here just so nothing's there to scare me when I come back in. So I could build bridges. This looks like a void age, very dark, mobs everywhere. If that skeleton was in range, it could shoot me off the edge, which is a bit scary. So I am going to put that book stand down. And until I get flight, that's a pretty bad world, to be honest. It could have been much better. But is that sand? Looks like sand, doesn't it? I don't want to get that close enough for that guy to shoot me. Are they Endermen? They're little Endermen. Oh, they are. They're Ender Tots. See them guys? Little baby Endermen. Cool. First time I've seen them. Oh, the daylight's coming. Let's hang around a little minute, see if it gets bright. But yeah, it looks pretty shitty, doesn't it? So some of the little 5x5 platform above the void. I'd like to be able to get to that thing, but it's not going to happen unless I make a jetpack or some other means of flight. Now, what I'm going to go with for the flight is a Thaumcraft book called Thaumcraft weapon called that thing there, Sword of the Condor. Obviously you have to do Thaumcraft research to see the recipe, but that you can fly, but I don't know if it's safe enough to actually call control flight. I think you just right click and it goes in the direction you're pointing. So I don't know if I'd actually dare do that without a bit of practice anyway. So yeah, them little guys over there are little baby Endermen. I think one see me. I don't want to knock me off the edge if it comes. So what I'm going to do, I don't want to get out of here because I'm scared. So there we go, that was just a random Mistcraft age, so that's how you do that. What you can also do, of course, with the linking books is, so that linking book that I placed in there takes me back to here. So now I've got a passage between these 2 places using this linking book and that descriptive book. So all I've done with the Twilight Forest is I made 2 linking books. Boing, boing. 2 linking books. One of them's here, and I went and placed this one. I went and made this one. Actually, stood on this spot here. So I stood on that square and right-clicked the linking book in my hand. And then before I left, in my base, I did the same with that. So now I've got a passage to and from my base, and that's how I've been getting to this big hill. And the big hill we found using the map, which I seem to have misplaced. I wonder where the map went. Don't see it in there. You can see that I've got quite a lot of loot from this place. Let's go see if we can find the map. Let's have a quick look for it. There it is. Okay, so I've grabbed the map. And now if we look at the map, you can see it's a little bit fuller than you last saw it. And I headed across east and I found this big hill up here. So we started roughly where the cursor is, around there-ish, if you remember. And then over where you can see where I am now, turning round across the right there. There's a big hill marked on the map, so I headed straight for that. And that's how we found this big hill, so that's what I've been clearing out. So if I go back a second, the other thing I wanted to do before exploring that zone was, because it's really big, I made some Thaumcraft boots of the Traveller, which means I had to start on Thaumcraft, which I did on the live stream, and I'm also putting a video up which I did during the live stream. That might be pretty terrible and very long, but I put a live stream, I made a video to show how I made the boots, and what goes into doing the research to get up to where you can make the boots. And I've got a really shit enchant on them, but I'm hoping to be able to wipe that enchant off pretty soon and get something else on. So make some pants because I ain't got any. We've got iron leggings, that'll do for now. Plop. So these haven't got much life left in them. When they get down to about 10%, I'm going to have to take them off and run around a bit slower. But, yeah, so that's what I've been doing. And the reason why I wanted one of these hollow hills is, if we come inside, it's full of danger. It's like the night is dark and full of terrors. It's these guys for a start, but then there's things that fire at you, there's things that fire slams at you. There's all kind of dickheads in here. Skeletons. So I've got to really light the place up nice to try and keep it under some kind of control. And also there's some spawners in here, so I've got a couple of skeleton spawners that I'll be saving for sucking into a wither skeleton soul shard later on. So I'm saving them for now. You see skeletons are appearing up there. And also in this place there's a lot of chests and stuff. What you've got is, if you look up at the roof, there's a massive amount of resources in here. So I've been collecting all the resources. Well, no, I've not. I'll tell a lie. I've been collecting nothing apart from lapis. So you see the lapis there? You see there's diamonds up there, and some emeralds up on top of that one. But what I've been collecting is loads of lapis, and each time you get lapis, I've been adding it to my pick. There's a thing that fire slams if you've never seen one before. They're a pain in the tits. Because the slams do quite a lot of damage. These are the things that fire at you. This could be dangerous. But no, we managed to deal with him. There's another slimy bastard. They do quite a lot of damage to your armour as well. So you've got to be careful. I'll have to get a new chest plate soon. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. So basically I've been fighting things off me while I've been getting lapis. It's pretty much all I've been doing. So if we go back to the chest out here, you see I've got all kind of stuff. I've had a couple of loot bags that have given me stuff. Well, as you can see there, I've got all kind of stuff. All kind of junk and kelt and wondrous things. And some of the stuff I've got there is lapis. So what I've done, I've gradually, each time I've got lapis, I've also got a lot of minium stone, shards of minium. Each time I've got lapis, I've been turning it into lapis blocks. So, and what I kept doing, using the tool station that I brought with me, I kept adding lapis onto it until I got up to 450 lapis. So this now has got fortune 3 on it, full fortune. So there we go. So that's 2 of the modifiers used. Remember it had 5 in total, because the extra one from the paper and the extra one from the gold and the diamond. So there's 2 used, and now the rest of this is going to all be redstone. So I've started, now I've got full lapis, I've started collecting a bit of redstone as well, which I wasn't really mining until I've got the lapis. It makes sense to get all your lapis on first, and then you get more of the other stuff when you start mining the other stuff. So even that out, I've got 26 blocks of redstone up to now, which is pretty cool. So this should add a significant amount of speed onto there. So you see, my speed without anything on there is 9, and I'm going to add all this on. So shift clicking that is the quickest way I found to do it. Oh, what's going on? Why can't I add any more? Oh, I see. Okay. That's a little awkward. So I actually need some in dust form. I'm not used to doing it in dust form because I'm used to having Greg Tech where you, by the time you've made one of these, you ain't got a compressor. You need to compress blocks in with Greg Tech, which of course is what I mean. So there we go, there's 50. And now we can put this in, add some more big style. You can do it pretty quick like that. Can't believe how quick that adds onto that. 95, 97, now 96, 99, and then I'm going to brick another one bloody block. That is really awkward. Come on. One more gets us up to 100. So you're seeing this is taking a modifier, each 50 of these is taking a modifier. So now if I add one more, it's going to take that last modifier. So even though I'm only putting more redstone on, it's actually took that last modifier, so that's 3 modifiers worth of redstone there. You can see my speed is up pretty high. 1 2 1 2 1. So last 5 on there. And there we go. So until I get, so mining speed 21, nice and quick. Until I get another modifier on there using a nether start, I cannot add any more. So that's pretty much a perfect pick for me for now, until I get another start. And now what I can do as well is, I added 9 lapis to that just to get that modifier used. I put all the full quartz on it. That's going to get more quartz when I get another start. But what we can do is start filling up the lapis. And whereas it gives you pick fortune, it gives your sword looting. So I can get all the way to looting 3, as long as I get enough lapis. So I'll put on what I've got. There we go. So I'm up to 196, and still only looting 1, but I can go back in there. I can keep grabbing lapis until I am up to 196, and up to 450, should I say. So what else I want to do in here, just to show you, is there's chests which I've picked up most of the ones I've seen, but fire thing. Let's grab this before it hurts me. And it has hurt me a bit. Let's pour a bit of water, get myself out of fire. There we go. There's random chests dotted around, and in one of the chests I've got this thing called a Moonworm Queen. What you can do with that is, if you just tap right click, if you're close enough, it puts a little worm down on the floor. But if you hold right click down, you can actually throw them a real good distance. So I'll go for that dark patch over there. So I've got right click held down, and it chucks it right over there, and see it landed on that dirt. So I've been lighting up the top with this moonworm thing, and see loads of emeralds there. So now I've got full fortune on my pick. I can get them emeralds and the diamonds and stuff that I've been saving. That skeleton just shot me. Or was it a ghosty? Might have been a ghosty. They're all over the place, these little sods. Yeah, they drop glowstone, as you can see. I've got another loot bag. Let's see what's in the loot bag. The Moonworm Queen, you can fill them up. I can't remember how at the minute, but I know you can recharge them. That's nice. 4 and 3 gold ingots, some more force. So these loot bags are quite nice. They've got a random loot, and I had a diamond out of one earlier, which is quite nice. So what I'm doing now then is I'm just going around, still getting lapis because I'm working on my sword. So I've been nerd pulling up. So it's 2 lapis there got me, because of all the fortune on my pick, got me 28 lapis just from 2 blocks, which is kind of awesome. You can of course turn the fortune interaction back on with ores, which is off by default now it seems. No, that could be lying there. I could have added auto smelt into this, but I find that a bit too strong. That it actually smelts ore. Because I haven't got a grid click, I suppose I could have turned that back on, but I'm actually not gonna bother with that, because I think you do get maybe a bit too much ore. What that does is it auto smelts ore, and the fortune works in it as well. So 1 ore block might get you up to 3 ingots. So it really adds up, and you don't have to do any kind of pulverizing or macerating or anything like that. But because of that, I think I'm not going to bother using that. Just a little bit. I want to keep it a little bit of a challenge. So I think I'm not going to bother with that. But if you was interested in doing that, you need to make a thing called a lava crystal. That thing there, lava crystal, that needs blaze rods, fire charges, and a bucket of lava. And fire charges are pretty simple. So that is quite easy to make. So I could have used one of the modifiers on that and add it a little bit slower, and got a lot more. Well, got more ores from each ore block. But yeah, it's a bit, maybe a bit too easy. So I'm not going to bother. So what I'm going for at the minute is I can actually start getting other stuff as well now. I've got all my full lapis, as I said. But what I'm mainly going for is just to get this sword sorted first. Is come on, get as much as I can reach, and then I'll move across a bit. That skeleton or a ghost? I think it was a wraith. kind of got to keep your eyes everywhere. These wraiths kind of mainly attack you when you're not looking because they're dickheads. Really irritating there. So of course these boots of travel are really helping in here because it's giving me a little bit of extra jump height and stuff, which is part of the reason why I wanted them as well. Oops. Piss off. Oh, I've been hit by a cave spider, so it's poisoned me. You've got to be aware of them as well in here. It got me a loot bag. So as long as I survive, that's alright. So really I should go and use my 30 levels and get something enchanted. What I think I'm going to do is, if I've got enough thalmium ingots, or even if I hadn't, I'm going to make some either a thalmium chest or a pair of thalmium pants, armour pants, and enchant them. So I'll clear this little block of lapis out, and then see the pick's nice and quick now as well, since we added all that redstone. Really makes a difference. So that's pretty much cleared this area of lapis, that little cluster, and it should maybe have got me enough to actually finish my sword. So let's get that finished, and then I'll move on to something different for the rest of the episode. Yeah. Oops. Could do with feather fall on these boots. So the boots eventually, when I'm able to re-enchant them, actually I might start on some MFR stuff, because one of the things I really want is spellbinding cloth that can wipe enchants off stuff, and for that I need mob essence. What was that? What was that? Was that? Oh, it's a skeleton. Aha, it was you, was it? Okay, let's get out of here. I need to eat so I don't die. Nom nom nom. So there we go, nice and easy. Once you've got it sorted, I've got 2 loot bags. Let's see what we've got in these. Oh, you've seen that one already. So right click on a chest, it puts a loot bag in the chest. Well, it doesn't, I'm telling a lie. You don't actually put the loot bag in the chest, it puts the contents in there. So you see that? They aren't stacked because they're out the different ones. So I've got 4 farming ingots there. That's all I've got, is it? Yeah, that's all it's got. So I need to make some more farming ingots if I want to add them to my boat. Make a chest, should I say? Just dump everything we can into there for now. Get another pair of force mitts because the ones I had have worn out. And let's make all these into blocks. We've got 64 blocks, so we've got more than enough. Because I think full lapis is only 50 blocks. So let's get this up to 450 nice and quick. So I'd say shift clicking is the quickest way I found of doing it. It just knocks it back into your first available slot, starting at there. So we'll whack that up to 450. And then that is my first aim, really, completed, which was to get a decent pick and a decent sword. So 450 now. So it's got full looting 3 on it. So there we go. That's my first kind of aim for the game, for the server, was to get decent pick, decent sword. So I can now start taking all this shit back to my base, processing it as needed, start clearing the ores out in there and stuff, and we'll take it from there. So what I'll do is I'm going to cut the camera. I'll meet you back at the base when I've tidied a few things up, and I'll see what I'll do next. Yeah, might start making some mob essence. Back in a bit. Hello, I'm back again. This is the next day from when you last saw me, and quite a few things have changed. I've started moving my things into my new main area, which is that building there, which I'll show you in just a second. This was always meant to be the mass smeltery area. It's going to get coke ovens and blast furnace and that in here as well. But I've kind of moved quite a bit of the stuff out of here. One thing we can actually do now is we can knock number 1 off the board there. Tinker's Construct, tool and weapon, because they're fully as I want them to be. So we can move on to the next things. But what I want to do is what I mentioned earlier in the episode. I want to get a better enchant on these, which means I want spellbinding cloth, which means I want to get I want to be able to make that, which means I need I just upgraded my furnace to an iron furnace, by the way. It's a little bit more efficient. If I am using coal for a little bit, I might as well make it a little bit more efficient with some iron ingots there. So yeah, what I want to make is spellbinding cloth, and for that I need a bottle of enchanting. So I'm doing things kind of a little bit weird here, but bear with me. It's normally not the first thing you'd do, but what I'm going to need is an auto enchanter. Auto enchanter, there we go. That's going to take the materials, so I'm going to make, first of all, some plastic. Now this is where I came into a little bit of a problem. Because of because of the biomes of plenty, I could not find any rubber trees, so luckily I went into the twilight forest, and the swamps in the twilight forest have them. So you can get rubber trees from there. Otherwise, you might be a bit stuck with biomes if you've got biomes of plenty enabled. Because I couldn't find rubber trees anywhere. I've had a right good look around for swamps and stuff like that, and I have found some swampy type things, bamboo swamp or something like that. And yeah, couldn't find them. In the same vein, I cannot find cocoa plants on jungle trees. What I can do with aluminium stone is transmute a normal sapling, like an oak or a birch, I think it's a birch, into a jungle sapling, but that still won't get me any cocoa, so I need to get some cocoa from a chest, I think, possibly. So I'm going to want cocoa, or from bees, once I get going with bees. So I've been getting some rubber. Sticky resin cooks into one rubber. In fact, let me just do this in the right order. I'm going to want some things out of there, so I'm going to make an engine. Still got a lot of junk in there, so I'm going to want that stuff. Yeah, I'm going to want that stuff. Force, buckets of force, we're going to use some of that. Just first time I've used. And as you can see, I've got some pressure plates in my inventory as well, which is something I also want to quickly deal with. Episode's up to about 25 minutes, so I don't want to waste too much time. So I've just moved my stuff into these. I upgraded 8 chests into iron chests, so I used a stack of iron, upgraded 8 wooden chests. That's just a wooden chest with 8 iron around it, and that makes it into a double-sized chest but in a single block. So I've put loads of stuff in these. So I've got organic blocks, wood and wood kind of stuff, crafted stuff, ingots, gems, magic stuff, and empty. That's kind of all a bit, again, it's all a bit temporary, so I'll sort things out in here. What I wanted to quickly make then is, I made some rubber in here, there you see it, and we need some more raw plastic maybe. Oops, let me just throw that on the floor there, pick that back up again. So I want 1 coal, I can remember where coal is, and 1 coal would get me 8 rubber. I think this should get me 10. But I actually need a couple of bits of rubber, I think, for something else. So what we're making here is an auto enchanter. So let's make that first. I'm going to want redstone reception coil and machine frame. They're pretty straightforward, as long as I've got glass. My inventory's a bit of a mess. Let's just dump all this stuff into here for now. All this stuff I'm not going to use just yet. There we go. Let's tidy these things up a little bit. I throw that glass in there, I wanted that, didn't I? So glass and gold, 4 iron, some glass. I'll get some of my machine for him. There we go. So these are the thermal expansion recipes for Man Factory, by the way. That's what's enabled in the pack. So, and that's the one that I'd put in anyway, even if it wasn't enabled. I like the thermal expansion recipes for him. I think that makes them quite well balanced. So also enchant 2 books, bit of obsidian, some plastic sheets, 2 diamonds. 2 diamonds. Books, we've got some books. 2 books. Some plastic sheets, so we want 8 of these. Let's make some plastic sheets. I've made 8 of them, that's for a reason. Sure, I'll get to in a bit. So there we go, that's everything there for the auto enchanter, apart from a bit of obsidian. There we go, obsidian. This is kind of quite big-ish. I am going to do an internal wall made out of some kind of colour wool, or if we've got 1.6 clay. Auto enchanter, there we go. Where can this go then? Again, everything's temporary, so it doesn't really matter. Well, let's put that there for now. See what this needs? It needs power, which we ain't got, and it needs some liquid mob essence. So how are we going to get the power? Well, that's what I've kind of started making here. We have got things for an engine. Now the engine I'm going to make is the force engine from Darkcraft. So for that I need some force ingots. I think I need 11, and I need 11 because I need to surround these stone gears. So that's just sticks and cobble, make stone gears. Make them into force gears. We have 3 force ingots along the top, piston and a glass. Gets you a force engine. Now I'm not sure if I've shown how to make force ingots, so I will show you that nice and quick. It's these force gems that you get. Just combine them. If you do it with iron you get 2. If you do it with refined iron you get 3. If you do it with gold you get 3. So I've been using gold at the minute, but because there's quite a lot in them hollow hills. So I've been getting iron ingots that way. I don't need to make any more just now though, so look at that. That gives us this force engine. So I'm going to put that on there. And we're going to want a lever for that. It should be in there. Yep. So that's got nothing in it. What we're going to do is we're going to sling some of this, one bucket of this stuff in it. Now, so the output there, MJ tick non, throttle non. Well, if you look in that stuff, you'd find out that. Why is it not showing me? Normally it shows you. Mouse over that. There we go. 4 MJ tick for 10,000 ticks and a force engine. So that's how these things work. They have this side for liquid force, but this side is a thing called a throttle. At the minute it's got none in there. But what I could do with that, I could put a bucket of water in there. I'm not going to use water. What water would do? That's a 2 times multiplier on the throttle. So what I'd do is, this can do 4 MJ tick, with water in there it'll do 8 MJ tick. And even better than water is, if I get a bucket, run across my little captive cows here, and stick milk in there. So we've got liquid force on that side, milk in that side. And now if we turn this on, you'll see that, look, that 2.5 throttle, that's 10 MJ tick. That's more than an industrial steam engine. That's filling that up nice and quick. That's filled that already. Awesome. That's got power, so now all we need to do is get XP in there. So yeah, look at that, that's used hardly any of it as well. So 10 MJ tick, I'll be able to fill up a redstone energy cell quite nice with that. There is a better one. There is a better one than milk. It's called crushed ice, and it's from glacial and icy bees, which glacial is an industrious and icy mixed, I think. No, some wintry and industrial makes you icy. Then it's along them lines. We'll be going for that because I'm thinking of making a big line of these engines just for fun, and using this to power my plant just because it's different and it's not a steam engine or steam boiler. I'm going to see that. So the maximum that I can put out is 16 MJ a tick, which is kind of crazy. I will be backing that up with some MJ MFR power as well, like. But for now, that's everything we need in there up to now, apart from glass bottle, which I'll just go grab from the enchanting room. Now I've done a bit of work to some of the other rooms as well. That there's a great wood tree, by the way. I just thought I'd see if it would grow. Great wood sapling. Speaking of that, I've got something interesting to tell you. The force mitts here, they give you a lot better chance of getting silverwood saplings from silverwood trees, which is really quite useful. I have cut down 2 silverwood trees. I think I've got 6 saplings, which is miles more than you usually get. They're up in a chest in there, I think. Are they in this magic chest here? Yeah, they're up there in the chest. So put a bottle in there. Now what we need 1 level's worth of XP. So what I'm going to do to get that is I'm going to make another thing from MFR. It's called XP extractor. It's only 2 rubber, 5 plastic sheets, 2 bits of glass, which is why I made the extra plastic sheets, and it's why I kept 2 bits of rubber aside. This is an XP extractor. What I can do with that, you need to have a bucket in your inventory in your bar next to it, is if I do that, I just pulled one. I was at 41 levels, now I'm at 40. I just pulled a level out pulled a level of XP out of myself. I like injected it and drew it out myself. What I can do now is I click on that, and that's got essence in there now. Let's use that power up, so let's turn the engine back on. See, and one level of XP is going to get me exactly one bottle of enchanting. Awesome. One bottle of enchanting. There we go. So now with that I can make some what I'm going to need here, I'm going to need some wool. So I need my shears, which I've left over there. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I'm back, and I'm in the Farmcraft Tower, and my stairs bent down yesterday, by the way, from the lava, so I've replaced them with cobble for now. This, like I said, I don't know if I've mentioned it, but this is all temporary. I do plan to have arcane levitators in here at some point. And another point of interest, I moved the nether portal. It's actually in the floor down there. You can't really see it. I'll show you it in just a sec. So what I needed was some wool, so I got my shears off the wall. Sheared some sheep, got some wool, and what I'm going to want is some enchanted fabric. There we go. 4 of them. 4 bits of enchanted fabric. Now we can put that in our arcane infuser. 1, 2, 3, 4. A round bottle of enchanting. And I'm going to need some bricantatio, some permutatio, and some panis. So I'll go get that. I'll actually remember what I need there. 4 panis, 8 seeds, 6 force nuggets. That's easy enough. Whee. I'll show you, in fact, get some panis while we're here. They've both fed themselves already. Here's another portal. Put it down here, nice and out of the way. Little path down to it. It comes out the same place. And these are some fancy bricks. These are made using a chisel from Tinker's Construct, which I've made. It's on the wall in there. I'll show you in use at some point. But basically, sidetracked. I'm getting sidetracked again. Let me quickly run over here. Get my chisel off the wall there. Now the chisel I made a slime crystal. So it's a slime head and a slime tool rod. If you're looking there for a chisel, you just need a chisel head and a tool rod. I've got a chisel head pattern, which I actually found in a village. When I was looking for jungle wood or rubber wood, I found a village 200 meters that way, and I found some quarried stone about 1,000 meters that way, and a village a bit further that way. So I did quite a lot of exploring and found no vanilla jungle biome or swamp biome. So now I'm sidetracked out my sidetrack. So I made what's called a slime crystal. A slime crystal, and you make that from cooking slimy mud. And slimy mud's made with a bit of sand, bit of dirt, and 4 slime balls. So that's what I use to make the chisel head and the thing. And the reason why I use slime is because if you look at it, it's got really good durability. So it's got 3,000 durability. It's not very good at anything else. I just put the moss modifier in it so it repairs itself. So with that, I can make some smooth stone bricks here. Put stone bricks in there with that. It turns them into stone road, which I've not used any of yet. I'll keep 16 of them and have a look at them. Put that back in again, you get this fancy stone brick, which is what most of that thing's made of. You put that in again, you get the chisel stone brick, which is what the rest of it's made of. So that's how I made that, just if you want to know. These seem to only repair through on your bar, so I just put the chisel back in my bar for a bit, let it get its durability back. So that's the fancy stone brick, and that's the chisel stone brick, as you can see by the highlight tips. So I just made a little thing there for the portal. It's kind of out the way because I needed something that was even, because that builds everything's odd, and obviously another portal's even, so I made a little even build in there. Right, enough of the sidetrack. I'm trying to remember how much right, I needed, was it 6? I'll take more just in case. I needed seeds, and I needed panis. There we go. So I've got everything I need for that. So let's run back up here. I apologise if the episode's getting long. I wonder what I'm going to call this. Probably I'll call it finishing off the Tinker's Construct Tools and Spellbinding Cloth, I guess. So 4 panis is 1 bit of wool, 6 Fricantatio is 6 force nuggets. Now force nuggets made just like any normal nugget. It's put 9 nuggets in a square, it'll get you an ingot back. Put 1 ingot in a crafting bench, it'll get you 9 nuggets. Same as any other ingot. 6 of them, and then 8 seeds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So a bucket of water in there. Let's refill that while I remember. Wait for it to start boiling up. We'll start bubbling. Oh, we'll start cooking me as well. So sun in it. There we go. So 8 melon seeds, 6 force nuggets, 1 bit of wool. Gets me 1 spellbinding cloth. Hooray! And now if we jump down here again, go to our enchanting room. And take my boots off. I found in the village over there was a smith building, and in it had a bronze element and a steel chest plate, so I've just been wearing them because mine was a bit wrecked. So I combine my boots of the traveller with spellbinding cloth. It just pulls the enchants off it. Takes a little bit of durability out of the spellbinding cloth, but you can see that's going to last quite a long time. So now I can pull enchants off stuff at will, which means I can re-enchant them and try and get a better enchant. That's miles better, isn't it? Repair 2 and haste 3, and if I get a protection book I can put protection on them as well. So repair 2 and haste 3 is kind of awesome. I can add featherfall and protection using books and an anvil, which I ain't got either of yet. Once I start getting some proper mob essence and start enchanting books. There we go. That's that was my mission. I wanted to get that, so they'll just fully repair himself now, and they'll still repair, and they've got haste on them as well, which is kind of awesome. It means I'm even faster, I think. Yeah, it feels about the same, but I think it makes them faster. Yeah, I might be lying. Okay, so I'm about to wrap up. I just want to do one more thing. I've got plenty of nether quartz and plenty of glowstone now. So one little thing I like to do, just because I like the way it looks, is put them around your shrouded, your silent pressure plate. So pressure plate, obsidian, it's just 2 bits of obsidian, and then put a bit of wool under that, mix it into a silent one. Like, oops, what's going on? I pressed down in the wrong place. Let me show you. Two bits of obsidian gets you a pressure plate. Then you combine that with a bit of wool, gets you a silent pressure plate. Then combine that with glowstone and nether quartz around it. Gets you a silent shrouded pressure plate. Wonderful. I really like these. I've always found pressure plate scruffy, but I really like the functionality. So there we go. We can put that down there, and now we've got an invisible pressure plate. I'll shut our door behind us, and I'm going to change all the rest off camera so they've all got them. Okay, as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope it's enjoyable, and I think we need to start getting on with some MFR stuff, farms, both mob farm, well, animal farms and plant farms, which I think are going to go over there, and a tree farm. And for a tree farm, I've been given the advice to use Sakura. So I've got some Sakura saplings, which I found about 1,000 metres over that way. So I'm going to use Sakura saplings, which is what Jim used on the server last season, because they produce very quickly. Okay, cheers, bye.